Taliban's control strengthens across Afghanistan, thousands of American civilians are still waiting to be evacuated. They are stuck there. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said yesterday that the White House is relying on the Taliban to help evacuating Americans get to the airport safely. Watch this.
The Taliban have informed us that they are prepared to provide the safe passage of civilians to the airport, and we intend to hold them to that commitment.
This comes just 6 weeks after Biden said that he does not trust the Taliban. Joining me right now is Congresswoman Cammack. She is a member of the House Agriculture and Homeland Security Committees. Congresswoman, it's good to have you this morning. Thanks very much for being here. So should we be trusting the Taliban to ensure the safety of Americans back home?
Absolutely not. You know, I think that it is absolutely ludicrous that just 6 weeks ago, this administration stated very plainly, we do not trust the Taliban. You know, it is often said that people will tell you what they want you to hear, but their actions speak volumes. And we have decades of experience with the Taliban and their brutal regime and really what they're all about. Now we have upwards of possibly 40,000 Americans in country that have been left behind by this administration. And we are to trust the Taliban to show mercy? I don't think so. This is absolutely unconscionable. And, you know, there will be accountability. There will be demands for resignations and possibly impeachment in the future as we navigate forward through this debacle. But right now, every single American and every leader in U.S. government should be focused on getting our Americans out and out safely. The fact that the State Department has issued actual language saying that they are not responsible for getting Americans safely to the airport and then out is insane. We in our district have been fighting back and forth with the State Department just to even get an accounting of how many of our constituents are in country and have been left behind by this administration. Every American should be outraged. Well, and I'll tell you something. Under the Trump administration, this never would have happened.
Well, I mean, it's quite extraordinary that we don't even know the number. Is it 10,000? Is it 15,000? Or is it 40,000 Americans on the ground in Afghanistan unable to get out? I mean, that in and of itself is ridiculous, that we don't have the absolute count down to the head in terms of who we need to get out of there. What went wrong here? I mean, look, President Trump wanted to take the troops out at some point, but he had what he calls a conditions-only approach. He's going to join us in about an hour and a half. President Trump will walk us through what the plan was. But how did President Biden go so off the rails here? What did he miss?
Well, I don't think we have a program long enough to discuss all the things that went wrong in Afghanistan. And I think by and large, everyone agreed that we needed to get out. We had multiple administrations, Republican and Democrat, that agreed that we needed to get out of Afghanistan. What has gone wrong is the how we got out. This has been a debacle, an utter and total failure of leadership at the highest levels. I've said before, commander-in-chief means that you are the chief decision maker. There were no contingency plans, and they can say that they had them, but they clearly didn't. Listen, we have no security footprint. We gave away our primary logistics hub in Bagram. It only took 44 days for that to fall into the hands of the Taliban. And if you look at the logistic hub of Kabul, there's one runway. You can accommodate only 2 C-17s, and it is a funnel where basically you are a sitting duck. This is the worst case scenario that no one should have ever been. But it is a direct.
We've been there 20 years. How is possible that we didn't know this? We've been there 20 years. Now, I'm worried and wondering if these wide open borders will pretty much invite bad guys into this country. Border Patrol agents in Texas have arrested 2 MS-13 gang members within a group of migrants crossing the border illegally. One of them is a convicted murderer. As the number of migrant encounters in July was at a record high, 21-year high of 210,000. Congresswoman, I mean, you're talking about, do the math, 210,000, 212,000 people apprehended in the month of July. That's 7,000 people a day apprehended just in July. Okay, and that's not including the tens of thousands of gotaways. We don't know what their intentions were, about 40,000 of them seen on surveillance video.
just in the month of July. And, I've talked with so many Border Patrol agents. Just yesterday, they were sending me information about DHS's latest email and call to action that they are now pulling additional Border Patrol agents off the line to help with Afghan refugee resettlement. Now, we already know that 60% of our Border Patrol agents are off the line, babysitting and processing the hundreds of thousands of apprehensions that we are seeing. Now, we know that to date, we have seen at least 15 individuals that are on the known international terrorist watch list. Now, again, you hit right on it. That's just who we caught. How many of the gotaways were actually terrorists that are now in our country planning to do God knows what? And there's no accountability. President Biden is hiding somewhere in a basement. He has had no communication with the international community and the leadership. This is a total ultimate failure of leadership at the highest levels. But for right now, we need to be focused on getting Americans out, because in America, we do not leave people behind.
Yeah, I was just looking at the White House's daily guidance and press schedule for today. Not a word about Afghanistan. It's pretty extraordinary, actually. No word about Afghanistan in the guidance for today out of the White House. Congresswoman, it's good to see you. We'll, of course, be keeping a spotlight on this, and we will talk about this further with President Trump coming up in the program. Kat Cammack, we'll see you soon.